Now? Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello. I'm going to, yeah. But wait till you see me. Okay. All right. Here's for the reveal. Let's talk about the elephant in the room first. Me. Last week, I fell twice outside walking on the beautiful sidewalks of Seattle with all the hazards. So this is what I look like. I'm fine, but look terrible. So today is Tech Day. I know you're going to love it. First, I'm going to talk about AI. Many of us have heard about AI and AGI, which is artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence, and the new chatbots, and wondered exactly what they were and how they work. AI is simply a powerful language processing system that can sort through billions of parameters and find answers. AGI is a technology that actually, as of today, Microsoft has said they may have perfected, and it can think like a human in the New York Times today. Huh? Einstein age human. The ultimate goal, whether it should be pursued or not, is for a machine not only to reason like a human, but to sense the world around it and become conscious. Even the founder of AI, Sam Altman, is terrified of that. He was in Congress today talking about how it has to be controlled. So being curious about all of this, I decided to explore the most recent existential threat to our civilization. We face many, don't we? And have artificial intelligence assist me in planning this meeting. And who better to test it on than my friends and neighbors at Horizon House, right? So I started out by asking AI to give me some jokes for seniors, and then and then give me some advice for seniors and how to live a good life. So first, the jokes. Why did the senior citizen get a job at the bakery? He needed dough. And the good news about being a senior is that I can stop finally worrying about what other people think of me, because they're probably not thinking about me at all. Pretty corny, huh? I feel like Jack Benny on the Ed Sullivan Show. In answer to my second question about advice, AI explored the science of happiness for seniors and presented the following advice based on current research. And I quote, "Retirement can be a major life transition, and it's natural to wonder what will make us truly happy in this new phase of life. Here are some factors that research suggests may contribute to the happiness in retirement: social connections, pursuing hobbies, staying active, financial security, meaningful work, a sense of autonomy and control, and giving back to others." I think that the Horizon House community figured all this out a long time ago, didn't we? No big mystery. There's now a newer version of the chat bot called Chat GPT, but I haven't tried it yet because you have to pay for it. And it's supposed to be much smarter than the one I used. Perhaps it can tell us the meaning of life, a la Monty Python. I shouldn't make light of all this because there are many possibilities where AGI might take us, both good and bad, and I don't think it's going to go away, so who knows? That was a segue into me telling you about some tech that will actually benefit you. The new HH Connect, for one, was launched last week, and I think this morning there was some training. There will be more training. It's actually quite wonderful. Although it doesn't use AI, only Joan and Emily I think you're gonna like it a lot. It's a big upgrade to our communications and makes it much easier to find what you're looking for. It's a very useful tool for residents. Please remember the classic acronym in tech, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. The data that goes into HH Connect comes from us, it comes from staff, and it's only as good as we make it. If you find errors, don't freak out, just tell Emily and she'll fix it. Also on Saturday, Alex Tibbetts, who's the vice president of the trustees, is going to be here for a tech cafe with her 10th grade son to help anyone who needs help with their devices, phones, laptops, and tablets. You can sign up for an appointment. They'll be here from 2 to 4 on Saturday, the 20th, and you can sign up with the concierge for an appointment, or you can just come down. They'll take drop-ins. It's a good opportunity to get some of your problems resolved. They'll be able to help you. I know people who have, 2,000 emails on their phone and don't know how to get rid of them. Maybe they can help you do that. They can help you set up your settings so that your device works better for you. There's a whole bunch of things they can help you with. And it's a chance to meet one of the trustees and have her meet you and get to know our community a little better. So I hope people will come down. And then maybe in the future, they can get more kids from the Northwest School to come and help us. On the Residents Council side of life, we are representing you with the Board of Trustees and Administration. And we meet with Mike every month, Ned, Carol, and myself, and we talk about things that are of concern to you and discuss how we can make Horizon House better. We value your ideas. So if you have any ideas that impact the community and you want us to maybe take them up with administration, come and talk to us. We're open. We discuss these things in the council as a whole at the planning meeting. So just come with your ideas, not your personal problems, please, but anything that involves the entire community. Will Fowler, one of our council members, brought to our attention that getting a ride home from a hospital procedure when an escort is required, if you no longer have friends with cars, is very difficult. The council is going to try to set up a list of volunteers with cars who will pick up people from local hospitals. There's going to be an announcement in the alert, and you can sign up, and then your name will be on HH Connect on a list, and you can be contacted by someone who might need a lift. You won't be obligated to do anything if you can't. Hopefully there'll be a number of people that people can go to, and we'll see if we can get some of our neighbors some help with this kind of pesky task. And finally, I had a conversation with Mike about inconsistencies in food preparation. Sometimes you order something and it's great, and the next time you order the same thing and it's terrible and it's prepared differently and the recipe has changed and blah, blah. He said the only way they can know about this is if we send the food back and get a credit. Then they look at all the credits that have been issued and they can get a feel for how many meals are being returned. So if we could think about that, I know nobody likes to be a pest in the dining room and send your food back, but if it's really, something that's really troubling and it's not the same and it wasn't what you expected, please do, but don't just send it back because you didn't like the recipe or the meal, if it's perfectly good meal. So you be selective, and let's see if we can get them to pay attention to what our needs will be. The bright spot table is against the windows because the library bookmobile is here. So if you want to get bright spots when you leave, go over there. And dining services rep will be in the fireside lounge at a table after the meeting to take your complaints and suggestions. And I don't, is Mike Ostrem here? I don't see him. Oh, with a hat on. I didn't recognize him. Come on up, Mike. Here's the agenda.
See my name yet.
Well, here you go.
Okay, all right. Okay, good. Well, I see a few hats out there. Some nice colorful hats. So thank you for doing that. So lots of kind of fun things to talk about, but I do want to mention scams. I tell you, we are seeing this happen everywhere all the time. And these are not things that we can generally stop in advance. We can have certain things within our own email systems and whatever, and yet those have been penetrated too. So I've had residents that I've been talking to recently who have been scammed or near scammed, and this is becoming a really big issue. And Deanna was talking about the artificial intelligence and what that is doing, and what's happening, whether this is being used now or will be shortly, is that the technology can mimic somebody in such a way that you will be convinced that whatever they're asking you to do is the right thing. And that makes everybody vulnerable. This isn't, certainly people who are in our community might be more vulnerable, but anybody can fall for that when somebody is able to mimic your friend and ask for something that seems kind of consistent with what they know. What people do is they get into your email system, they begin to understand how you converse with other people. What's your language? What are your words? What is your tone? And then they find a way to then craft a message to get you to do something. And all I can say is you have to be very vigilant. You have to be vigilant with respect to your email. You have to be vigilant with respect to your phone and what activities you do on your phone. I was advising a resident today who gets text messages. I just got one yesterday alerting me that, there was a possible fraud on my account. I just needed to call this number. Well, if I call that number, I can guarantee a fraud's going to take place, and I will have been the one who triggered it. Don't call people back when you get these, unless you have absolute certainty this really is your bank. And chances are it's not your bank. This is getting harder and harder. I wish I had more specific information to tell you to guard against this, but be very, very careful about responding to any email, responding to any text, calling any bank or IRS or government official back on your cell phone. Lay low. Just lay low. Come and talk with myself, with Christy, with Brian Levitt to understand how you might need to react to it until we get to a point where we have a protocol you can follow that's kind of standard. But right now, it seems like it is, it's very random and it's very creative. So be very, very watchful. What do you think of these new chairs? I mean, I think they're pretty comfortable. No, you don't like the chairs, Deanna? Well, I mean, they have to be beautiful and comfortable. The idea is comfort. I thought they were comfortable. I still think you can pinch your fingers off, so I'm not quite sure how we solve that problem, but at least they're comfortable. It's pretty exciting to have the search committee, and I'm sure you're going to talk more about this. I won't get into it, but a new CEO that will join here beginning, I think, July 10th, and we'll have some crossover and work with her. She's coming from a community that I think is very different than our community, but I think that she's going to be very adaptable, and she will need a lot of support, as anyone does who's kind of stepping up into the role in a new community, a new town, a new type of community relative to what she had experienced. She's going to need the support of residents. And I really want to encourage you to give her that support and to get to know her and not, rush in with the secret agenda too early. There will be time for the secret agenda. There's always time for the secret agenda. Give her a little bit of a break before it slips in. I'm looking very forward to meeting her, and I know she's going to get a lot of support from my colleagues, and I think be a very good cultural fit to the community. So I hope that you will all be excited when she comes and you'll give her good support. I just wanted to pile on to Deanna's comment about HH Connect. Joan and Emily did an awesome job, and they did what people who are building these systems need to do, and that is have a lot of conversation with the users to understand what's going to be helpful. And at the same time, not taking everything somebody says about a HH Connect or whatever and implementing everything, right? You have to use some discernment, otherwise it's chaos. And one of the things that Joan has done and Emily has done now in HH Connect is there is a construct for how information goes up. So when people come and say, why don't you just post this? Why don't you just post this? Because it looks like a garbage dump in about 6 months when everything is posted and there's no organization. So there's a construct. And so when you say, well, this information I need is not on here, go have a conversation with Joan as to where might it fit and what might be the protocol to help make it fit, so that we keep an organized site and that it's something that people can follow, can use, and can rely on. But I think it looks good. It works well. And again, it's the product of Joan and Emily taking the time to understand what the users need. I was a part of the original HH Connect. And let me tell you, if there's anything such as a goat rodeo, that was a goat rodeo. And the reason why is it was the first time this community had gone out into doing that. And the resident that I was working with it was paranoid about the sharing of information and had tremendous fear. And everybody wanted to pile in their objectives. Okay, we got past that. Now we got something that really works. So hopefully that'll be the case. Continue. Hey, another bright spot is I'm noticing the elevators are working. I'm nervous. Yeah, oh, you're right, Sam. I'll lay low on that, but I will say that we changed out our elevator provider. I want to believe that that was part of it, and that we still have some that need parts that are on delay. We can't solve that, but we are going through, as you've heard in the fireside chats, an extensive upgrade to routine maintenance, which we always do, but now we're digging in a lot deeper, and then there'll be some major stuff that happens at these milestones. This is a big area for us, and hopefully now we're just got a little bit of stability. It was a long time with elevators that weren't working. That was not good. Let's see, we celebrated Lori's 25th anniversary here. I hardly thought she was that old. She has been here forever, and I was making some comment in a meeting we had about people who've been here a long time, and people who we need a balance of people who are new and come in, and people who have been here and who know the systems. And I said to Lori, I said, the thing about you, Lori, is that you are a learning machine. It doesn't feel like you've been here for 25 years because you're a constant learner and you're an adapter and you figure out new ways to do things. That's what makes a long-term employee really valuable. So congratulations to Lori. She's an awesome person. She and Christy are going to be instrumental in helping Erica acclimate and know how to move forward. Erica can only be as successful as the people who help her to get there. We got retirement week, so we're selling the kudo cards out there. Please go out there and check that out. We got hat day today. We got Wednesday is rainbow day, bake sale, all sorts of fun stuff. It's a good time for us to kind of just take a whole week. Staff like it, residents like it. It's a fun thing. We want to be doing more fun stuff, and this is one of those fun things we can do. We had our quarterly group sessions. That was the last one that I will be doing. The next one will happen with Erica in the room, and she will be guiding it and leading it. You will have a lot of questions of her. So I think you should look forward to it, and she will look forward to it. That'll happen sometime in the early mid part of July. Lori and I had dinner with the CEO and the Chief Operating Officer for Caring Communities. Caring Communities is a consortium of CCRCs that get together for insurance. So it's like an association. And these, at first, 10 years ago, I came across them, and there were reasons why it didn't make sense because of cost factors and other things. But I kind of poo-pooed the notion that they would be as value added as they are. Let me tell you, they are super value added. We are working with top-notch people that help us reduce risk, which means we have fewer losses, not that we have any, but that we will not have future losses, and it keeps insurance premiums low. We are one of the strongest performers in their group. There are some that we get dividends, So you make an investment in this group and you get dividends based on your performance. And we exceed the 100% of dividends because we are a stronger performer relative to some of the other players. So that is a good thing for us. Mention the CEO update or the CEO search, and the monthly report will come out. We'll have fireside chat on May 26th. So that's just around the corner, and hopefully we'll have some new info by then. Any quick questions of me before I turn it back over to the Grand Master, injured as she is? All right. Thanks.
I had not planned to talk about the CEO search because Joan did such a phenomenal job. Okay, oh, thank you. And Joan did such a wonderful job telling you all about Erica, and I hope you all got a chance to read that. I will tell you that she was the only one where the search committee, there were 7 of us, were in 100% agreement. With all the other ones, we had yeses and nos, but with Erica, it was yes for everyone. So I feel very confident that we picked the right person. If you have any questions about her, it's a full agenda, so I don't want to take time to repeat what Joan already, the information Joan already gave you. So if you have any questions, maybe we'll have some time after the meeting or before the meeting ends, we'll see. And next is Linda Purdy, who's going to talk about memorials.
Hello, everyone. I bet you haven't seen my face in a while. And if Mary Mueller's here, she's going to warn me again that I didn't wear lipstick because I haven't worn it in a long time. So I'm acknowledging that first thing. We've had a wonderful lady who managed our memorial committee for many, many, many years. And she has chosen to retire. And we didn't adequately prepare for when you all had your committee signups the last time we did that for that particular group. And so we're lacking in a few necessary areas that we could use help in. We have 3 memorials coming up very soon. And what we don't have is volunteers who can be ushers, who can hand out programs, who could be in the lobby to direct traffic to the new Anderson Hall for outside visitors. And in one case, probably also be in the garage where the lobby is down there and direct people up. And so I'm hoping that some people would be willing to do this and they can let me know. I'll also put a reminder in the alert for the next time, but I'm going to let you know what we need or who we need and what the next 3 memorials are. In the past, we had a regular group of volunteers and it was a good sized group. We had about 10 people or 12. And so the director of that committee would call them whenever there was a memorial and say, can you do this one or that one? And we're kind of starting from scratch right now. So the first memorial will be on Saturday, June 10th, and that is for Bill and Carolyn Stark. And it's mostly about Carolyn. We had a little bit of a talk about Bill in the last multi-resident remembrance service that I did, but their family's going to include both of them because they never were able to do a regular memorial for Bill. And so that will be here in Anderson Hall at 1 p.m. And we need 3 ushers for the hall here, for each room, and 1 in the lobby. And the next one is June 17th. That will be for Dick Fagan. And we need 1 usher and 1 lobby guide and 1 garage guide. And that will be in the Sky Lounge at 3:30. All those 2 are on a Saturday. The last one is for Nancy Shetler, who was the one who coordinated all of our volunteers and would call them all. And we don't have her anymore to do that. And that is July 2nd. We'll need 1 usher for the Sky Lounge and 1 lobby guide and 1 garage guide. And that's just to show people which elevator to take to get to the Sky Lounge. And that also is at 1 o'clock. So I will list these in the alert for the next one. But even if it is something that you feel like you're willing to do in the future, when we have other services, please let me know and I can contact you. Everyone who does this volunteer part are still able to come to the service if they want to, if it's open to everyone like Carolyn's. The ushers may be in the back here for a little bit and then they can sit down. And the same with the lobby person. But we don't want you to miss something that as important as some of these memorials. And we will probably be having quite a bit more in the future. Dick Fagans and Nancy Shuttler's, both of them died a while back. And so we're having services for people who didn't get to have one because of the pandemic. And we want to be able to honor all of these and make it easy. Are there any questions? You know how to reach me, and my office is right next to Grandma's room, Myrtle Edwards' room. Thank you.
Okay, the minutes of the previous meeting have been distributed to the council. Are there any corrections? There being no further corrections, the minutes stand. And now Karen Smith will come up with the treasurer's report.
I would just like to say, I have this hat because I have tap danced with it on, but I am not going to do that today. I don't want to look like Deanna. She's a good model. Anyway, let's see. Is there can we go back to there we go. The good news today is the Monday market is back in business, and we're grateful for that. And may I urge you to use the Monday market, to volunteer in the Monday market, and to give wonderful things that you no longer need to the Monday market, because that is our source of all our programming, and we are incredibly grateful. As far as program expenses, everybody has their budget. Today I got a call that somebody wants more money, and I think we'll give it to them, because as treasurer, I just so appreciate all the effort that all of you are putting in to create our programming. That's what makes this place really, really special. So I just sort of feel like I'm telling you the good news, and it is because all of you are doing your part to make these things happen. So that's it. Thanks.
Well, sort of a repeat of some of the things that Karen said, but the month of April resulted in a total deposit of $7,582. And the sales tax was $705. May has 5 Mondays. So far, the market has produced a total deposit of $5,168. And the sales tax on that is $480. The employees continued to be a major factor. They average over $300 earning each week. So they are a major contributor to the success of the market. So as COVID restrictions ease and the weather gets warmer, some of our volunteers are traveling and doing whatever. We are working hard to find substitutes and to get them in the right place at the right time. We try not to have gaps in our processing activities or in our sales coverage. So please consider becoming a volunteer for the market. Barbara and I are happy to discuss options with you. Yesterday, we offered a variety of items in support of Retirement Community Week. We featured comfy clothes, hats, colorful wear, retro dress, Horizon House spirit, and sports attire. On Sunday, two of our favorite models will stroll through the dining room during brunch, so please enjoy them. And to close, I brought a couple of props. The market relies on your donations, and we appreciate that all residents do keep the market full of their treasures. But please be careful and check your items for their potential resale value. I gathered these items in the mailroom donation bin the other day. And while it is getting mighty warm out, we don't get many customers looking for air-conditioned sweaters. I don't know if you can see all those lovely poles. So we try not to insult goodwill by passing things on to them that are, so please do take special care and look over your things. These guys belong in the trash. So anyway, thank you. Great, then. Okay, well, that's where you put them then. Yeah, fine. They just don't come to the market. Okay. Deanna Nelson, coordinator, Ann Kelly, liaison. So you.
Our next presenter is Karen Lane from the Welcoming Committee. Karen, here you go.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to come and represent the Welcoming Committee today. Welcoming new residents is one of the most important things the Residents Council does, in my opinion, because it's so important to engage new residents in the culture and activities here at Horizon House and to help them make friends and new connections. That means they'll have a good retirement here, a good involvement here, and we'll have the benefit of their activities and their interests and their energy. So, how many of you in the audience have been involved in the welcoming process at one time or another? Would you please raise your hands? Thank you very much. My gosh, you are fabulous. And we're so grateful to you for all the work you've done over the years and continue to do with me and the committee now. Uh-oh. No, sorry, forward. Oh. Well, that was the introduction part. Oh, what did I do now? Well, I just threw it all off. I really apologize about this. I was very enthusiastic, and I apparently went through all the slides in 1/2 of a second. Okay, without the slide, let me continue to tell you the mission of the Welcoming Committee, which is, of course, to welcome new residents. And we do that in 3 ways. We assign a mentor to each new household that moves into Horizon House. There it is. Thank you very much in the back. Appreciate it. We also throw several large parties a year for new residents to meet other new residents and to meet others in the community. So these are mixers of established and new residents. And then we produce a guidebook for new residents that is designed to give them information about just about everything that they might need to know when they arrive here. No, I can't make it move at all. Sorry. So we have 3 subcommittees to match our 3 activities, major activities. We have the mentor group that trains and sends out the mentors, and Danny Carr and Margie Cates are taking the lead on that. We have a group that works on the mixers, including Pat Waite and Helen Jones. And then we have Sam Sperry chairing the guidebook and part. And for the very first time, we have a liaison from the Mental Health Advisory Committee. You may remember last year or 2 years ago that the Mental Health Advisory Committee put out a report and several recommendations, many of which related to the welcoming process, recognizing that this can be emotionally difficult for other people, or just for any kinds of things that are happening. And he has been, Barry Eben, who is the liaison, has been enormously helpful in helping us to find the right attention to the social and emotional needs of people that is not intrusive, but is very helpful. Well, the welcoming process has the same experience that you've all had, and that is change is coming and it's going to be relatively constant. We've changed so much over the last 5 years. A lot of things are different because of COVID, and they haven't gone back to the way they were. And that's the case with us as well. The West Tower has injected new needs and new considerations into our work. HH Connect has transformed, or is in the process of transforming, the information environment in which we operate. And so the guidebook doesn't necessarily need to be the same as it was before. And finally, we have the suggestions from the Mental Health Advisory Group. So we're working on what I call our dreams and aspirations. Oh, there it is. One is to revise the mentor training with an emphasis on the social and emotional needs of new residents, including the recommendations from the Mental Health Advisory Group. We had our first orientation for mentors yesterday, and it was really wonderful to have this new information available to folks. We want to create opportunities for new residents to meet each other and other members of the community in small groups. So this would be an opportunity for new residents to gather as a cohort, perhaps all the people who moved in April or something of that sort, and learn about Horizon House in company with others rather than just in a one-on-one situation with their mentors. We're thinking about trying to hold the mixers more often. So again, there's more mixing sooner. And finally, we want to revise the guidebook as HH Connect comes into its own to mean that we don't have to have as much information on paper and we can focus on other things in that process. So let me say, we would love for you to join us. You can be a mentor or work on the mixers or work on the guidebook. And even if you don't do any of those things, you can always remember to say hello to someone with a red dot on their name tag. That will make them feel welcome. Introduce yourself and make sure that they know that Horizon House cares about them. Thank you very much. Oh, and the next person is Roger Lead.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Roger Lee, the chair of the Spotlight on Seattle Committee. And I'm here for a special purpose. But before I get to that, to give you an idea of what the mission of that committee is, it's basically to present speakers of interest on current topics that have a relationship to Seattle. So far this year, this calendar year, we've had 7 presentations. 1 in January, 2 in February, 2 in April, 1 in May, and we have 4 coming up in June. What are some of those? Our first speaker was the head of Cascade Public Media, Rob Dunlap, who is also head of Channel 9. And then we heard from the architect who designed the new Seattle Convention Center building. Now, this is my idea of a slide. And then we heard from Leonard Garfield, the head of MOHI. And then, getting into April, we had a speaker from the Population Health Initiative at the University of Washington. And the president of the Downtown Seattle Association. Then most recently, we've heard from the head of the plant collection, or the curator of the plant collection at the Botanical Garden, or otherwise known as the Washington Park Arboretum. What we have coming up include the city attorney on June 1, and I'll see if I can remember the dates, but they'll be in the alert. A managing engineer of the King County Rivers and Floodplains Management Project will be discussing what he does and what it all means to the rest of us. And then I believe we also co-sponsor with other committees, I should add. We'll be presenting with the Environment Committee, the head of the Northwest Power Coalition. And finally, I think, the Fifth Avenue Theater troupe, co-sponsored with the Music Committee. Well, what's my special mission? Unfortunately, our committee has lost some valued members for a variety of reasons, health, moving on to other responsibilities. So I'm here to recruit. Now, if you would like a chance to invite an exciting, interesting speaker that's going to earn you thanks from other residents and really stimulate conversation in the fireside lounge, here is the chance. So seriously, please think it over. If that fits your idea of the kind of thing you might want to do to help this community, contact me, Roger Lee. I'm on the East Tower 18th P. 7322. I'm in the directory. But if you can't remember who I am or how to reach me, just talk to Jess or Emily or even the front desk. Thank you.
Hello. Deanna asked me to speak briefly about the resident council's new resident orientation, and that's appropriate since we've just had a talk by Karen Lane about all the wonderful things that the welcoming committee does. The new resident orientation that the residents council does happens usually 3 times a year, and most recently on April 19th. And our goal is really to orient new residents about the major responsibilities and functions of the resident council. Topics like the purpose of the council, what do we do, why are we here, the Monday market, all of its pleasures and riches and benefits, the vast array of programs and how to join them, the council elections that come up in the fall, and the opportunity for residents to nominate themselves or someone they respect for a leadership role here. And finally, that very important employee recognition fund that is our way to show how much we value our employees here. Also at these gatherings, new residents, the new resident orientation team gets a chance to tell new members and hear from them stories of their early weeks and months here, both the highs and the lows. We pass on to relevant staff and community the difficulties that we hear about there, and of course, the gratitude that those new residents have for special services they're surprised to find, and the kindness that they experience for so many people here. We'll have 2 more resident orientations this year, one in August and then again in November. Next, a short announcement. This is about West Wing resident relocation. I asked Valerie Kilgore to give me an update, just so that you will know that so far 4 West Wing households have formally selected new apartments in other parts of Horizon House, and those moves will occur in July. So we're off and running, and I've talked to several people who are very happy about the apartments they're moving into. So it's nice to see that that's going on. And now it's time for burning questions. As you know, burning questions can come from any resident about any topic related to Horizon House. I do my best to get full answers before the next month's regular council meeting. I have 2 questions this month, one with answers from 2 administrators. The first question was asked by 3 residents in this past month. Here it is. Our friends and spouses in assisted living are scheduled to be moved to new quarters to accommodate the relocation of Horizon House offices from their current location. What steps will be taken to minimize the disruption of these especially vulnerable residents? We are concerned that the process could be detrimental to their physical or mental health. And how can independent living residents help? The first response came from Lori Warfield Larson, Chief Operating Officer on the executive team. Lori replied, and I quote, "Plans are not finalized because the assisted living residents will not move for 12 to 15 months from now. I am working on a communication about the details to share with assisted living residents, their family members, and the assisted living staff in the next few weeks. I'll be glad to share that communication with the rest of community, but I need to get it to assisted living first. So we will hear the details about that, but it goes to the people who are affected first, and that seems reasonable. The second response to the same question came from Lauren Charbonneau, who is the Horizon House construction liaison. As you may know, Eli Lemansky is on vacation right now. Lauren wrote, please rest assured that when the time comes for assisted living relocation, families will be involved and assisted living residents will be treated with care and kindness. Lori Eli Mithun, that's the company that is designing things, and I are actively planning to ensure that this renovation will have the least possible negative impact on assisted living residents. Now, here's this month's second burning question. It just has one answer. Assuming all construction for the West Tower happens on the current schedule, what year will Horizon House begin to go through a similar process with the Central Tower demolition? And will that demolition include East Tower as well? The response came again from Lauren Charbonneau, construction liaison, because as I mentioned, Eli Lemansky is on vacation. Lauren wrote, Eli has asked the Mithun Corporation to do a study of the future so that we can properly plan out first floor master planning and ensure that all future designs and towers align. We are looking at a future possibility that the current Central and East Tower will both be taken down and a new East Tower, perhaps larger and taller, will be built. That possibility, though, is at least 15 to 20 years into the future. She closes by saying, I hope that eases everyone's mind. So now is your chance. If you have a concern about anything related to Horizon House, even if you're just curious about something, please meet me, Carol Roach, in the Fireplace Lounge right after this meeting. I'll be there for at least 30 minutes to write down your questions and pledge to find an answer. Please bring your burning questions to the fireplace.
Well, I guess that's it unless anyone has any questions. Does anyone have any questions of me? Anybody? Wow, nobody, huh? Okay. Remember that dining committee will also be in the fireside lounge to take your concerns, questions, complaints, whatever. Okay. Thank you all for coming.